what's the expansion?
Expansion punks. Yeah. So I was on the end of my NFT career. I had been screwed over time after time with marketing schemes.
Really?
Yeah.
How much money did you lose?
I haven't necessarily lost it because maybe the projects might be rebound, but a couple.
Oh, you think they could come back?
A couple grand.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, with expansion punks,
so I was looking for. I was shopping.
I lost a couple grand, but I'm up way more if I were to check out right now.
Right. Okay.
Until I found again expansion punks. So it was on a Monday night, and expansion punks. Let me give you the background about expansion punks. Punks Larva Labs put out the punk project back in April of last year. And one of those at the floor goes for, I think, $200,000. Just one. And what happened was one of the directors of Microsoft, he's doxed, Jeremy Posvar, was in that project. He had a punk, and his daughters. I mean, he's in Microsoft. He's on his computer a lot. His daughters recognized what he was doing, and they wanted to find themselves in that project. And so they're like, he's like, let's try and find you one at the time. And one of his daughters was like, I want a girl with a hoodie. And they tried to find a girl with a hoodie. Well, it wasn't in the project, right? Only men wore hoodies.
Right.
And then one of his daughters was like, I want to have a cowboy hat. And only the men had cowboys. He's like, man, this is such a great project. Like, I give all credit to Larva Labs, but I want to expand on it in a way that's more inclusive and diverse. And I'm going to put it together. And with Web3, you're able to do that. No pixels match up, right? So it's different because a lot of NFT projects will just take someone else's project and flip it, and then they can sell it, which is messed up.
Yeah.
But Jeremy, the director of Microsoft, took the time to change everything up, made it more inclusive and diverse, and he put it out, and no one wanted it, right? So it took 3 months to mint out, meaning all 9,999 were bought on or minted, and then I found it the night after it minted for 0.06 ETH, which is like $200 right now. So I bought 2, and I'm like, this is it. I'm done. After this, if this is another one of those scams, I'm done. But I heard Jeremy talking. The dude sounded super educated. He knew what he was talking about. I had been doing a month of research. He was checking all the boxes, and this project started to head in a upward direction. And I'm like, you know what? This is something that I could represent. Like, I can promote because it's safe, right? Like, as a professional athlete, you have to be aware of what you're promoting and who's promoting it. Something like this, I can put on my cleats during the major league year, have my expansion punk, which is a guy with purple hair. He's a little crazy, right? But it promotes diverseness, inclusiveness, right? Like, things that if I'm going to surround myself with people who love and respect people in real life, and I'm going to take the time in the metaverse as well, like, I want to surround myself with those type of people too. Like, I'm not going to hang out with cool people in real life, and then when I go into the metaverse, because I'm a nerd,
Do you go into the metaverse?
Not yet. I will with Oculus.
You don't put the VR on?
I don't have them yet, but I want to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Slow steps. I got to educate myself.
So soon you'll be able to do hangouts and meet and greets in the metaverse.
Exactly. And then in that community, in the expansion punk community, there's already been buys of $70,000 one got bought for. And for me, I want to know that guy. I want to know his story. He has something to offer, and I have talked to him, and he writes back-end code for he's his own company. He does the analytics. His software can do the analytics of your NFT project, and he's made a ton of money from it. And he's just telling me, he's like, and telling me all about it, and he's awesome. And I'm like, I would have never connected with a guy like that if I didn't get into this, which is really cool to me. I just want to meet everyone. But anyways, it started taking off. I called my buddy Lance McCullers, who is a pitcher with the Houston Astros. Him and I kind of have been tackling the NFT thing together, having fun with it. And I was like, yo, this is a cool project you should look into. He buys 2.07, right? The next day, I get a couple other athletes in. Now, granted, everyone who's bought into this project has been on their own money. Like the people I have close to 30 professional athletes now. Paul George is in there.
Is that what Odell Beckham was wearing the other day?
He has the actual punk,
Oh,
or the
okay.
first punk. This is the expansion version.
Okay.
But yeah, he paid like $1 million for that, which is insane. But anyways, we have we have hockey players, basketball, baseball, and what makes it cool, it's been organic growth. Like all the athletes, we haven't been paid to market it. We've just all bought in on our own,
right?
Like our own dime. So we want to work hard to make it work, because I have all the faith and trust in the world in Jeremy, who's been at Microsoft for 15 years. Like he's going to do the best that he can to make this project work. And now I think the floor, last time I checked, is at like 0.3, which is $1,000 for one of them.
That's the cheapest one.
The cheapest one you can buy.
Damn.
in Ethereum. And it's gone up to 0.8, 0.9 that the night that we had announcement with, which is also a pump and dump, right? Like we had a huge announcement that I was going to rock expansion punks on my cleats this year. First MLB player to publicly say that I'm going to rock an NFT on my cleat because I'm a nerd. And we built, it was hyped up to a point where people were just trying to make a buck and then try and get out. But this project it's a long-term hold. Like we have a DAO with already close to $1 million in it. Like that money is going to get dispersed somewhere. You want to be around for that. And, so we got pumped all the way up to 0.9. You could sell for close to $3,300 for one of them. I have 11, by the way. But I got in early, but something like this, all the other successful projects started out like this. Like they were minted for 0.08, or Gary Vee sold his for like 0.5, which was on the higher end, 2,000. But now you can't sell one for less than 50,000 of Gary Vee's NFT.
Really?
Back in May, he's put out, and he's doing it right. And you just have to educate yourself to find those people who are doing it right. Because let's be honest, not a lot of people can afford a $50,000, let alone a $300,000 expansion. You're talking about 0.2% of the population. But again, that's what makes it so exclusive, right? Like the people coming into I guess the first project of this status. Okay, what am I buying into? How can I maximize? A lot of people put it as their profile picture, and they're instantly viewed as status.
So when you make that your profile picture on Twitter, you get
this one, not necessarily, but like I'm just saying, there are projects like the Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Yeah.
That if he puts a tweet out, that people are gonna automatically think that his words are legit, or like holds weight because he's an owner of a Bored Ape Yacht Club,
right,
which is worth X amount of dollars.